Caught 2 passes for over 100 yards. He had a big pick 6 when it looked just like Carnes was getting the momentum. He high pointed that ball.
That's right. He high pointed that ball. That's how you catch a football.
And took it 43 yards for a touchdown. But
hey, you play defense the same way as you play offense too. When that ball's coming and you're on defense, you don't wait for the football.
Let's go fishing. You know it's really great. Let's go fishing. In the rivers and on the lakes. Let's go fishing. It's easy when you try. Floating on the water with good old Steve and Mike. Floating on the water with good old Steve and Mike.
Hey, good evening, folks. Welcome to the Let's Go Fishing Show. And Mike, good to have you over here tonight.
Good to be here.
Yeah, good to have you over here. Want to welcome everybody tonight. You know, we got some viewers up in Campbell County, out Morgan County way, Roane County, Anderson County. Real good, Mike. Real good. All right, you know.
That's right.
And we'll say hello to Dad and Paul and Bill, and got Mike Pennington standing by here tonight. Got some things we're going to bring up with him for sure. And but you know, right quick, I want to tell a little quick story. Mike and I took off Saturday afternoon, headed to Norris, and pulled in up there at the gas station there right before you got to the interstate, and you know, I think at that time there was a car sitting over there next to the door, and we were out on the far pumps, and this guy came and hollered at me, and Mike was in there paying for the gas, and he hollered at me there, and he said, hey, he said, you boys gonna get them tonight? I said, well, we hope to, you know. And he said, that fella that used to do that show over there, said, did he pass away? I said, yeah, Mike Richardson, he passed away several years ago. And he said, well, he said, I watch you guys all the time. Said, you do pretty good. And I said, well, I appreciate that, you know, without a doubt. But anyway, it was good, you know. It's always good to run into somebody that's watching us, and you know, we can always use a little help on what to do better. But you know, it's good to have people watching us, and you run into them. You didn't know them from Adam, but you know, it was good to talk to that gentleman, and just makes it worthwhile, Mike.
That's right.
Sure does. All righty. Right off the get-go here, let's listen. You know, we've been doing this sticker thing, decals, whatever you want to call them, for the Let's Go Fishing, and I've got Mike Pennington. Mike's going to help me, and this is to raise money to pay the bills over here at the studio, and so what the problem is distributorship. You know, we got to get things going, get them out to the public, ones that want them, and you know, I've had several people to comment on them. You know, that they look pretty good, and I said, yeah, they turned out pretty good. And they look good on my vehicle, you know, and that kind of thing. So, Dylan, I guess that's what you're doing, is getting a shot of that in it. But anyway, Mike Pennington's name and phone numbers on the bottom of the screen. And what we're going, you know, we're going to do is he's going to handle kind of down in the Harriman, Rockwood area. I had a lady call me last night, yesterday afternoon, or actually they texted me, and then I told them I would call them when I got off work, and I did. And she was wanting 3 of the decals. They live down in the Rockwood area, and her husband fishes, and she wanted to get him some decals, and I said, fine, man, appreciate it. So, you know, I sent the decal, or sure, he mailed them today, and so, you know, yeah, you got to trust people a little bit, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and so I went ahead and had the decals put in the mailbox, and I told her, I said, hey, I said, when you get them, you send me the money. And they're $5 a piece. And like I said, we got 5 or 6 different colors here right now, but looking for someone that I could send some to, and up in, you know, Anderson County on up into Andersonville or area or somewhere in that neighborhood that want to help us get these things out to the public, you know, without them driving down this way or me meeting them somewhere in that kind of thing. Just trying to see if we can help the distributing the decals and you know, make it easy on everybody. But anyway, just something to think about. And but Mike Pennington there, he's got his number and name there on the screen, and that way, if on Thursday nights, if somebody's wanting some decals down that way, why they can get in touch with him and you know, get them to him. So all right, so much for that. Now let's move on to the most important thing, Mike, is the fishing. What's up?
Well, we thought there's going to be a lot up the other night. I don't know when up north, considering there wasn't but one other boat out there, and I think he was trolling.
Yeah.
And we had the place all to ourselves, but the fish didn't act like they wanted to cooperate too good.
No, they didn't. They surely didn't. I thought we was going to have a blistering night, you know, just heck, just catch one every cast, but it didn't turn out that way.
No. And, even Bill called and said we was having the blue moon and
yeah,
everything, you know, and hard to get them. And we started out fire, but not real good, you know. And, caught a few here and a few there, but I guess we lost about as many as we caught, but had on. But it was something else. But it was a really enjoyable night. The weather wasn't all that cold. It was cool, and wind wasn't too bad. Just a slight breeze and everything. And clouded up a few times and passed on through. But I don't know. The fish seem to be a little bit shallower than what they was. I think the biggest majority of them at 10 to 20 foot instead of 20 to 30, you know. So.
Yeah. I agree. I heard a thing at work. Talked to some boys there at work yesterday. They was catching some nice smallmouth on Norris early of the morning, late in the afternoon on top water.
Mm-hmm. I can see it.
So, I mean, it's not surprising by no means. But they said, yeah, they had some, you know, a couple of them had some pictures of some fish that was caught, and they were catching them on top water.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, doesn't surprise me a bit. It's not hard, but to throw top water of a night, and it will work.
Oh, yeah,
You
definitely.
know, you on a bright moon, yeah, it'll work. 'Cause I've done it before, and you know, few years back, had a fella I was working with, and I told him, I said, he kept on me about going fishing, and I said, well, let's go. I said, we're going to go. The moon was, I mean, if it wasn't full, it didn't like much. And we went to the back and put the boat in that night up there about this time of year. We went to the back of the Mill Creek, and I already had me a bait tied on. He said, what are we going to fish with, Cox? I said, I reached down there in the box and grabbed up on the buzz bait and threw it down the floor of the boat. I said, tie that on. And he said, well, surely you don't think they're going to bite that, do you? I said, yeah, I'll show you what they'll do here in just a few minutes. But anyway, he fell in on the bank there, and the water was down. Back then, the water would get down quite a bit, and the water was down, and man, it didn't take me 2 casts for that buzz bait. I throwed it out there, had a black skirt on it, and we was looking right dead at the moon coming on that right-hand bank coming back out of Mill Creek, and it went whoosh. I said, get the net, Brown. And he, you know, it was a nice and about a 4-pounder. I said, that yum, you know. I said, that's what you're supposed to do. He said, I never seen nothing like it. I said, well, just throw that bait out there and you will. And sure enough, he caught a couple, and we had a small fish or two, and I mean, it just, you know, it was on. That's all you could say. They just was there, and in there, 4, 5, 6 foot of water, I guess, and they'd come up there and inhale that thing. And we missed several, because before I finally, I said, well, I'm going to put me a trailer hook on this thing. And put me a trailer hook on and caught 2 or 3 more. And we finally, you know, I said, that's enough of that. I said, I'm going to get my spinner bait out here. And got throwing that spinner bait and never did pick that buzz bait back up. And but they will bite it, and you know, them guys go up there with a black jitterbug, and even the old big musky jitterbug, you know, throw that thing out there. And it was back in years ago, that was a big thing to go to Fontana and throw that big jitterbug around.
Yes, sir.
So anyway, that was just the deal there. You know, it's all about the moon and the light. And I had them guys at work there all the time asking me, you know, for information about this and that, and you know, did you go fishing this week? I said, yeah, I went Saturday night for a little while. Well, did you do any good? And I said, yeah, I think we put 13 in the boat, and I said we had about 4 of them that was 18 inches or better, and then we had some in the 15 to 17 inch range, and we had some in 12 and 13 inches, you know. But I said, yeah, we caught some fish. And so they just, you know, and I said, it's like this. I said, if you're not getting a bite on what you're throwing, change something. Because I said, that was the key for us up there the other night. And I said, we still never got on the right color with what we finally wound up catching the fish on. It wasn't the right color. But I said, you know, you can catch them on one thing tonight and go back tomorrow night and you can't catch them on.
That's for sure.
And I said, we've seen, you know, it's just that way. And you can, just a little change of anything can make a whole lot of difference. And I said, you know, well, what colors you talking about? I said, buddy, I said, black, purple, brown and orange. I said, you know, we got black with gold glitter. We got black with copper glitter in it. I said, you know, black and purple mixed. I said, it's just, you know, you just accumulate. We got red and black. I said, you know, you got a whole box full. It's just like a box of crayons, man. I said, But I said, yeah, if you're fishing up there and you're fishing of a night and you don't get a bite, in a little bit, you need to change something. I said, either put a different trailer on or a different colored jig or whatever it might be.
That's for sure.
I said, yeah, you got to get, if you're not getting a bite in 30, 40 minutes, you need to put something different on. And just work around the color chart till you find what they like or what they're wanting, and you just keep tuning it down till you're getting plenty.
Yes, sir.
I guess that makes sense. I said, well, if you go up there and fish all night and not get a bite, it don't make a lot of sense. But I said, you better be changing up something. Shucks, man, it just, it's that kind of deal. All right, Dylan, take us to a break and come back, and then we'll get into some film. Hey folks, here at Tim's Tires, there's the times that they're open. The day, that's 5 days a week. They're open from 8 to 12:30 on Saturdays. All right, folks, we're inside here in the warehouse. Just wanted to give you a quick look at all the tires and stuff they got. And here we are. There's some four-wheeler tires, lawnmower tires, just a mixture of about any kind of tire you want. So keep that in mind. Then here we get into the light truck, automobiles, that kind of thing. So just walk through here and give you a quick look at what they've got in stock here. I mean, it's it's just, I don't know, man. They must be a couple of thousand tires in here right now, if not more. Sizes, shapes. You truckers, you know the word. This is the place to get your tires for your trucks. And these over here, getting a little bigger sizes. Light trucks, heavier automobiles, this kind of thing. And as you can just see back through there, it's just, heck, I don't know, this building's probably about 300 feet, one end to the other, and they're wall to wall. Remember Tim's Tires, folks. That's down here on Highway 27 on your way into Harriman, and get the best deals they're going. So give them a call, price check, whatever you want to, and if you want a special tire that they might not have, you could, they'll definitely get it for you. Tim's Tires. All right, we're back. Thanks goodness to Tim's Tires, folks. What film I done there doesn't give them justice, but they do a good job down there. And they're just hard-working guys, every one of them, and they got all kinds of tires. That you can think of. So if you getting into winter season, need a good set of tires, give them a shout down there. If you want to price shop them, they don't care. Go right ahead. It's whatever they can get, if you find them somewhere cheaper, they're tickled to death for you, but I don't know if that's possible. It might be. Yeah, just call down there and let them price you a set of tires, what it might be you're looking for. They're good people to deal with. All right, Mike, what do you got on your camera?
Got a little bit of crappie film.
A little bit of crappie film?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sandy there for a little while.
Okay.
But it was a rough day.
Yeah, I know it was. The way that wind blowed, yeah, guarantee it. Shoot, yeah, I reckon, heck, ain't no doubt about it. But you did catch some crappie. I don't know how many keepers you had.
3.
And then we had some bass. up at Norris on Saturday night.
Well, I thought several dropped it. No more stripe than I did anything.
Okay. All right, Dylan, let's show that Saturday night film there with Mike and I on Norris. No, it's on my camera. Yeah. All right. Had to swap cameras. He got them mixed up, I guarantee. Anyway, remember Zach's rustic flags. One hanging behind us here. It's got all this other info laying up here on the table. So, do remember that. There's the number. And we got this November the 7th. What's this coming up Saturday on this Lady Eagle softball fishing tournament fundraiser. Saturday, November the 7th, 2020, Douglas Lake, Dandridge Bridge. And this is all proceeds go to the Gibbs Lady Eagle softball team in their quest for the program's 11th state championship. So it's safe flight 3:30. Safe flight to 3:30. Must be off plane, not fishing within 100 yards of a boat ramp, or will be disqualified. All TWRA regulations will apply. Life jackets must be worn while outboard engine is in operation. 5 bass limit, no dead fish. Register the morning of the tournament, beginning, it's kind of blacked out, beginning at 5 a.m. It says for questions or to pre-register, you may contact Chris Bell at 865-740-3210. There you go. There it is on the screen.
Yeah, that fishing Douglas.
Yeah.
Want to help that bunch out?
Yeah.
Fish ought to be on top water up there.
They should be, Mike. Without a doubt. They ought to be.
Supposed to be a nice day Saturday too.
Yeah. Douglas has always been a pretty good lake. You know, I mean, shucks, back in the 80s, early 80s, we'd go up there and night fish, and heck, you just, with a plastic worm, I mean, you could stay on one point and catch 20, 25, maybe 40 bass. You know, is in the 11 to 12 inch range, and it was hard to find a big fish. But them points there in Muddy Creek would be just covered up with them, you know, and then go down to McGuire Creek or up the lake to Indian Creek, and just, I mean, there was just a lot of fish in the lake.
Flat Creek.
Flat Creek.
On the main channel.
Even out on the main channel. I mean, they just, yeah, there's a lot of fish. And, I mean, we used to tournament fish up there back years ago, Mike and I, he, you know, and wasn't bad. I mean, heck, you enjoyed it. And in the springtime, we got up there one Saturday, or I guess practicing for the tournament the next weekend, and Mike and I and old Baxter Underwood, and we was all three of us in the boat together, and pulled into this little cut there, and had a creek running into it, and Mike got out on one side, and Baxter got out on the other side, and they started. I done went as far as I could go in the boat, and they was walking and throwing back in behind them bushes and catching them. And here they come dragging a bunch of fish out on their belt loops and stuff. And I said, man, light, you know. And so it's just, you know, we had a ball, and it just, but that's how far back in them places them fish will go. You know, I don't know what it was, 2 or 3 foot in there where you all were fishing, because you just went on walking the bank.
Yeah, big willow trees, you couldn't get no further with the boat.
You couldn't get no further with the boat. But you guys was out there walking around on the bank, kept going in behind the willow trees and stuff and catching fish, you know. And, crazy. All right, Dylan, you ready? All right, let's see some film then. Got some spinner baits tied on, some jigs. All right, folks, Mike and I are just getting loaded in the water, headed to our first place. I don't know where Mike's going to take us, but we're going to try it out and see. And there's the old moon up there. Beautiful. It's a little breezy. We'll get into calm places here shortly, I hope. Stay tuned. Remember our sponsors, and let's go fishing. Got some spinner baits tied on, some jigs. We're going to see if we can find some fish here. We'll get back with you here shortly.
All right, folks. Steve's got one here. I'm going to try to see if we can do something with him. Going up over under the net. We got that mini net out here this time.
Yeah, broke my good net. Okay. What do you think about that now, Mike?
It looks good.
That's
good.
First bite. We'll see what goes on.
Yeah. Hold that now.
Black, copper, and black.
Black. Okay.
All right, folks. So Mike's got our second fish in the boat here, and he's missed 3 down through here. I don't know what I'm going to do with him.
They getting meaner all the time.
Getting meaner all the time. All right, let's go, Mike. You're going to have to pick it up. Yep, there we go. Yeah, there's a lot better fish, Mike.
Yeah.
You done good on that one.
Yeah.
That 3 in the boat?
3.
All right, good deal. Go. Yeah. Now, Mike, we're getting into something.
A little bit better, a little bit better.
Yeah, buddy. All right, back in the water. Yeah. All right, Mike, got another fish there now. That's number 5, Mike.
Yep.
Good deal.
Stackful.
Yep.
All right, Steve's got him one there.
I think that's number 6, ain't it, Mike?
Maybe.
I believe it is.
I don't usually count them.
You don't?
No.
No wonder we never had no fish for the show.
Yeah, I know.
There you go.
Back in the water.
Yeah. All right, folks. Our Mike is with numbers. That's 6 or 7. Boy, that fish is beat up awful bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure is. Pretty nice fish, though. Get him back in the water. Something's been trying to eat him.
What it looks like. Yeah. Watch you touch that lip, he'll give you a hard time.
Yeah, he will. I'm pretty sure that's number 8, Mike.
Maybe, I don't know.
Pretty good fish.
That's a nice one, too.
All right.
Healthy rascal, that's for sure.
Yeah, back in the water.
Mean, too.
Yeah, he is.
Another nice one there, Steve.
Yep.
He's slick and fat now, you know, down by. Healthy fish.
Got the dip net caught him.
Yeah.
There it went. Shoot.
Hook back through.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Got that in there for old Bill, Mike.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah, boy. Number 9?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, there's Mike with number 11. And a boy, Mike. Yeah. Yes, sir. That's cheating, Mike. You know that, don't you?
I guess.
Yeah, throwing red. They won't nothing hit red.
I know it. Let's see that road.
Yeah. Mike.
Yeah.
You gotta count them lilies too, Wesley said.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, they bite. You gotta count them.
Okay.
Was that 11 or 12?
12, I think.
Yeah. All right, you got a picture of it?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's get him back in the water. All right, folks. There's old Mike with a good fish right there now. Sure is. That's a dandy. That's probably Bill calling. All right. There's a good one, Mike. Oh, where's the phone at? Hey. Hey, Bill.
Oh, Billy boy.
Yeah, buddy. Boy,
What's
my,
happening up there?
well, we've got 13 in the boat. Just throwed one back over the side there. Mike got a good fish here off this little old bar right here above the boat ramp. We're ready to go. Well, Mike, that sure went by fast.
Yeah.
I don't know. And you were throwing black, solid black.
Yeah, I started out on the spinnerbait, black hair, and I went to black jig hair, and was throwing a black rubber jig, and then I went to that red. I tried several others too, but different colors, but went back to that red hair fly with black rind on it. Caught some. It seemed like every time that moon would go in behind the clouds, I'd do a little bit better than what I was doing in the bright moonlight. But it was just off and on, just kept trying swapping around on stuff. But like I say, there was 5 or 6 other colors there that I never even got a smell on. So what can you say? I mean, you just, like you was talking about, you just have to keep it throwing, trying the different things till you start getting some hits, and then go from there on, swapping around, adjusting a little bit. You know, you may change a trailer, or may change a jig and use the same trailer or whatever. Sometimes a little orange on the tip, sometimes a little chartreuse on the tips, or a little bit of black hair on top of that red fly, or chartreuse hair on the bottom of a black fly. You know, you never know what it's going to take to get them to hit it. But it seems like when you do find that right color, and it's like that watermelon in black was that one year when we was up there. It just it seemed like every time you throwed it, it one jerked your arm off. And now it seemed like you can't get
a bite off.
I know. Throw it all night long, never get a strike on it.
Exactly right. That was 3 years ago, I guess. This had that jig in the box, and we was at Dale Holler, and I said, man, I thought, gosh dang it, that thing ought to work good out here. Well, I fished it and fished it and fished it, and never did. I don't know if they ever got a bite on it. And I cut it off and put on something else and caught a few fish on that. And so the next week we come back, I guess, and because I told Mike on the way back home, I said, I'm not coming back out here in the summertime to night fish. I said, there's too much boat traffic and people pleasure riding and stuff, and the guys trolling for walleyes and everything. I said, man, it's just shucks. It's like a circus. I mean, and I said, I'm just not going to. I said, in wintertime, different subject. But I said, out here in the summertime, I'd just soon for it to be on Norse's out here. And I really didn't think the boat traffic was near as bad up there as it is out there. And so hadn't been back since. But anyway, got back up here. And first trip we went, I said, I'm going to tie that jig back on there. And, buddy, it just, I mean, yeah. And, you know, there we went scrambling trying to find skirt material to make some more of them. And yeah, it just hot as a firecracker there for, heck, 2 summers. And now you can't even buy a bite on it. So just, you know, how they change, for sure. But most of the fish that we caught up there the other night, Mike had 5 or 6 there before I ever caught the first one. And the bank wasn't a bluff bank. It was, you know, 60-degree bank, I guess. Just came off pretty good, but he was throwing the black and black, I think, and he had 3 or 4 before I ever got the first bite. So
is that on the dark side? The moon was coming up. We kind of facing it, and
exactly right.
Kind of made the dark there.
I've always tried to do that up there. At times, throwing it cast into the moon, because the bank in front of you always had a shadow, and the steeper the bank, the more shadow you had, you know. And but that was the deal. I fish kind of, you know, if the moon was coming up over in the east, why I'd be on the right-hand bank going towards Lost Creek or Hickory Star or whatever. We're just kind of throwing their bait into the moonlight for sure, and that's what we were doing. We just, you know, that same thing. But anyway, it's I didn't do very well. I don't know. I may have caught 3 or 4 fish. Mike caught the rest of them, I think it was. On there behind me, and I said, shoot, Mike, I'm gonna have to change baits here. But anyway, that's the deal up there, is don't be afraid to change baits. I don't care if it's a crankbait, topwater plug, buzz bait, or a jig, a plastic worm. You know, if you're not getting a bite, change up something for sure. Dylan, take us to a commercial break, and then we'll come back to Mike's crappie film. Okay. Let people know what we represent.
That's what we're all about. We do try to do an honest day's work for the people, and we've got operators from all over the DOE sites, TVA sites, the outside contractors. We're just about everywhere you see a heavy piece of equipment, good chance that you'll see an operating engineer on it, whether it be Barnhard. I'd like to mention them, All Crane, and all of them that's signatory to us. We have over 100 contractors that's signatory to us, so I definitely appreciate those guys all the way in Chattanooga, Kingsport, Tullahoma, throughout all the way up to Johnson City. So we do cover a big area, and just let us know if we can be any help to local contractors that come through these areas. We'll definitely send you some people.
All right, David. I appreciate all those good words, and we'll get this on the air, and I want to thank you again.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, folks, I'm here at Reynolds Racing and Marine, 620 Ray Street here in Kingston. Got Mr. Glenn Reynolds here with us. Glenn, tell us about this beautiful Bullet boat sitting here.
Okay, this is the latest deal. It's called SST. It's 21 foot long. Has a lot of key features inside. It's got three coolers, so you keep your beverages plenty cool. Got a little wider front end up front. And it's got the recessed foot pedal for the new Spotlight trolling motors that I'm going to try to sell Steve one.
Yes, sir.
And it's a pretty silver and red.
Boy, it's beautiful. It really is.
Got the new 250R.
250R on that thing, folks. Man, this thing looks sharp.
That's just one boat. Of course, we got it in the background here.
Yeah.
We've got several side-by-sides.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And then...
there's the big 5-seater. That's a 5-seater. Man. Dadgone it, Glenn.
We've got a lot of side-by-sides.
Yes, sir.
And then we've got, of course, this is
Allison?
This is Allison color Pro Series.
Yeah.
It's called a Pro Elite.
Pro Elite, okay.
And it's got, I guess here is some of the pictures.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. Got a TV screen in the front, Glenn.
Yeah. And it raises it up because it's called an E-pad.
Right.
And Allison has a patent on this, I think. And you can raise it up where you can, if you're a tall guy, you can still see
it. Yeah, yeah.
That's sort of unique. And then, of course, we've got the Allisons and the Bullets on this side.
Right. Oh, man. We've got the twin yellows here, don't we?
Got the twin yellows. One's yellow and white, one's yellow and black. This one will be in Mercury's brochure. I went down and made some pictures at Joe River Lake, and it should be coming up pretty soon in the brochure.
Right.
And of course, it has the E-pad, it has a spot lock. I call it Ultrex.
Right.
Now this is called a 21 RDC. It's a raised deck, real console. And it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's
one of my favorites.
It's a beautiful boat.
Good.
Yes, sir.
And now it's got the new 300R on it.
300R, man.
But we can mix and match any engine combination just about you want.
Yeah.
Some people want 300, some wants 200, some wants 250s.
Yeah.
And but we're normally selling 250 and $300, you say.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff, Glenn. Glenn, you want to mention something about the pontoon boat sitting over there?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Got a veranda pontoon boat here. Man, that thing is beautiful.
And I guess over here we get a close-up.
Yeah.
Everybody else has got plywood bottom. This got what we call a cooling slot.
All right, Mike. That's Glenn there with a cutout of the bottom of that pontoon boat.
Oh, that's a great pontoon boat.
Yeah.
I'm sure glad sister bought that one.
Yeah, she sure did.
But, it is a real pontoon.
Yeah, without a doubt. Okay, Mike, you better show your crappie film. Time's running out.
Yeah.
Let's see Mike's crappie film, Dylan.
Okay, folks, I'm down here at Blue Springs put in. Got a couple of dozen minnows, a little bit windy, but we're gonna get out here and see what we can find out. Maybe we can figure out where a few of these crappies at. Looks like the water temperature is 65. See some fish down here along the bottom, about 18, 20 foot deep. We'll get out here and see what we can pick out. Stick with us and remember the sponsors. Let's go fishing. Didn't no more hit the bottom. That gonna stripe grab it. Hope it ain't another one of them days. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Get another mineral. Try that again. Yeah, but he's just a little. We'll keep trying. Maybe we can find some bigger ones. I think I got a keeper there. Lost one a while ago. Before we ever got the camera on. It's gonna be close. We might make it. Check him and see. This is a tad short. He's just a tad short. Goodness. Try it again. See what this is going to do. I think he's the same. It's identical. Goodness. Dang, he's right at that line. Real close, real close. Well, I'll be some guy. Be wrapped around that angle. He will too. Eighth of an inch over. Trying to see if we can find another. Big old stripe now. Back. Come on now. And a nice little crappie. See if we can find another one of them. Another stripe. Let's see what we got here. Oh my goodness. That don't want a drum. Oh, that person. Okay, folks. I'm gonna have to head to the house. It's getting late, and that donut, I tell you what. These six foot swells out there. Dang, this wind's been something today. Anyway, I've had a lot of fun, caught a lot of fish, but not the one I want. Anyway, that's part of it. So remember the sponsors, and let's go fishing.
ain't a whole lot you can say. You know, he was catching some fish, and I know that wind was bad.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like I say, they's coming in out there from that channel. I went up toward Bayside, fished around over there, and went across the lake, and it was pretty rough both times. But I got on the other side of the lake, it wasn't all that bad. But I fished several spots over there, and I never got the first hit. And I said, well, I'll go back over toward Blue Springs, and man, I tell you what, now that was a rough ride right there. I mean, it's that wind every time the boat would come down in the waves and it'd spray out to the side, the wind, and just blow that spray right back in on you and drowned you good. I didn't have my windshield on, and that was a rough ride getting back in there. Got back in there and tried a couple of spots and never did get another bite.
Right.
And so I decided to put her on the table, on the trailer, and come on to the house.
Yeah. Yeah, it got, that wind was rough our Sunday, Mike. It really was. I told Sherry, I said, Dadgum, Mike down there in this wind like it is. I said, but anyway, well, right quick, how's your trolling motor doing? You've had it in the water 3 or 4 times now. What do you think?
Well, I still ain't quite got used to the steering on it yet, but I got it, made me a platform to put it on and fixed it where it wouldn't scoot up out from under my foot all the time. And I got all that took care of, but as far as the deploying and stowing and all that works real good. And just had a little bit getting used to that steering on it. The spot lock works fairly good, anchor button there. And I got to keep reading up on more of it. I think I can narrow it down where it holds better on that one spot and kind of drifts around the way it is right now. Maybe that jag thing they call it or something, I don't know. But it don't exactly hold you right there. Drift over this way 5 or 6 foot or over that way or something. But, you know, like I say, it's doing all right.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, yeah.
At least I don't have to pull my shoulder out and just reach down and touch that button, and it comes back up to just turn you back and go ahead and get on the big motor. And just like when you get up to a place there, you don't have to worry about putting the trolling motor down. It's hit that remote and it's in the water. The time you get your pole picked up, you're sitting there on it.
Yeah. Well, you know, Mike, I wish you hadn't mentioned that about that shoulder.
Yeah.
But I've seen you use that thing, you know, deployed a couple of times, and it, you got a pretty good idea right there without having to pick that trolling motor up with you know, with the rope, and when it will do it itself and save that shoulder, that's for sure. That may be what's wrong with my shoulder, you know. Pulling on that trolling motor rope, getting that thing unlocked and getting it up in the boat. But you know, the new ones, a lot of the newer ones has an assist.
Yeah, jack
a cylinder on it that takes a lot of that off of there. Just have to try it out and see. Let's see.
The main part I liked was being able to put it down and move it out there and lock it down while you go park the truck, and you don't have to worry about it getting beat to death on your boat docks and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Trying to tie it up and all that, and then bring it back over to you and get in the boat and drive off, you know.
Right. I know what you're saying there. Yeah.
I got too many battle scars on the boat, but it's been tied up to them docks, and people running by and horsing you on the bank and everything. So maybe that'll help things last a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But the crappie I caught down there was, anywhere from 15 to 20 foot deep. Right in that range, maybe 22 at the deepest one. But man, them stripe, I'm telling you what, they something else. And I've seen a lot of rockfish breaking too.
Did you?
Yes, sir.
Was they out on the channel?
No.
Back in the creeks?
Some of them was out in the middle of the creeks, and some of them was up in the shallows and chasing after them because they said it ain't windy out there on the channel. I don't blame them for getting back in there. Trying to stay out of it, but like I say,
All right. Okay, folks, listen, we're going to sign off here in just a minute, and maybe the weather will be a little better this weekend. Mike can get on some crappie, and we'll just have to see what we can come up with. But, it's getting the time of year, water's cooling off. They start pulling that water down. It could get right for a few days. Until, so the minnows will be heading in the back of the pockets, and the fish will be right behind them.
They hadn't quite moved watchable. Of course, we had all that rain, so they kind of filled it back up. They got started on it, and then, filled it back up. So,
well, we noticed north, it seemed like it had come up 2 or 3 feet.
Yes, sir.
From the weekend before, due to all the rain we had there them 3 days for us. So anyway, listen, God bless you all. Be safe, be careful. We'll see you next week. Hey folks, here at Edgemore Outdoors, we're going to run inside and shoot some film. Don't forget Edgemore Outdoors over here on Edgemore Road. Hey folks, we're in here at Edgemore Outdoors. Man, the place has been packed with people. The reason being because this is the best sporting goods store this side of the Mississippi River. So if you want to get in here and get you something, you better come by. See Jim and Vance and Jeannie here at Edgemore Outdoors. They've got everything you might need to fish with, whether it be from a boat or from the bank or whatever. Rods, reels, the walls are lined with baits, tackle. Just great store. Jim's been a sponsor of the show for a long time, and we really appreciate him and his family. And but do get by here and visit with them at Edgemore Outdoors. Live bait, just everything in the world. We'll just take a little quick stroll down through here. Jim said he was tired of seeing Vance on the TV every Thursday night, so he wanted me to get somebody besides him. I'll take that back. He didn't say that, but I thought about it. All right, Vance, what kind of special you got for us today?
Got all kinds of specials in here today.
Got all kinds of specials today. Anything in particular? Got a good sale on reels, rods?
We got some, we've been selling a bunch of these Corrados and Shimano SLX reels with the digital chips in them here lately. We got them in right and left. And we got a few of them right now, but it's a good reel. One of them's $189.99 and the other one's $249.99.
That's guaranteed not to backlash, is that right?
Well, you need to set the reel correctly, but when you set the reel right, it is really hard to backlash them. It works really well. We tested them when they come out to make sure that everything worked good. We got them.
Okay.
And they've been going good for us here.
Good deal, Vance. And that price on that's what?
There's one of them is $189.99 and the other one's $249.99.
All right. All right, Vance, we appreciate it. Folks, do get by here and visit Edgemore Outdoors. Can't go.
Fresh Foods. You may not know the name, but you definitely know the taste. Our homemade fudge is shipped all over the country. Its quality is unmatched, and it's made right here in Oliver Springs. But you don't have to travel all over to enjoy it. You can get it right here at our retail store, Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts. The highest quality fudge in a countless variety of flavors. And we also carry a variety of candy and unique gifts for you to enjoy. Come enjoy the taste you have loved for years at Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts in Oliver Springs, a division of Country Fresh Foods.
let's go fishing. You know it's really great, let's go fishing. In the rivers and on the lakes, let's go fishing. It's easy when you try, floating on the water with good old Steve in mind.